Ronin Warriors, Redemption of the Fallen Armor. Episode 1, Legacy of the Ancient One. Months after the OVA movies, dark tremors ripple beneath Jade Planet, ancient wards weakening. Sensing a resurgence of nether energy, Mia's visions draw her and the Ronin back together. Guided by fragmented memories of the Ancient One's final prayers, they converge at Jade Planet's surface and descend a spiraling moonlit path into caverns long sealed. Here lies the Ancient One's forgotten sanctuary, a vast chamber of obsidian pillars and cracked runes, the heart of the planet's protective wards. Black water seeps from fissures, pooling around the shattered remains of the Ancient One's altar, a silent testament to his sacrificial victory over Talpas centuries ago. As the five warriors step forward, torches ignite along the walls, revealing Anubis's ghost, robes drifting like smoke, eyes glowing with ancient resolve. He stands amid swirling shadows, the echoes of Talpa's spirit writhing in fractured runes around him. The rune of binding, long dormant, pulses with dark energy, threatening to break. Anubis raises his spectral staff. The nether stirs. Talpa's shards call to the darkness once more. Only by reclaiming the armor's legacy can you stand against the coming storm. United by duty and friendship, the warriors place hands on their dormant armors. Rio's Inferno armor bursts to life, steel scorching his flesh as embers dance in his vision. Sage's Nimbus armor hums with electricity, arcs crackling along his gauntlets. Rowan's Heaven's shield unfolds metallic wings, reflections shimmering across the cavern. Sai's Torrent blade materializes in his hand, the air hissing as water beads on his cuirass. Kinto's Earthbreaker hammer vibrates, loose stones rattling from the ceiling. Each imprint brands flesh and soul in a ritual older than memory. Anubis intones, voice echoing like clashing swords. No shard shall reunite beneath darkness. Your bond, and your armor, must endure. With that final vow, his spirit fades into the ancient stone. The rune of binding stabilizes, and the Ronin stand together once more, flesh burned, hearts steeled, for the journey ahead. Episode 2, Gathering the Five. At midnight in Tokyo, Mia clutches her temples as visions of burning streets and wailing children flood her mind. Guided by Anubis's faint whisper, she leads the warriors into an abandoned subway complex scarred by talismanic graffiti. Rio plunges Inferno's blade into a fountain of souls. Water flashes to fire, hidden runes blazing as conviction reignites. Sage stands beneath a vortex of electrodes, lightning arcing through Nimbus armor. Doubt melts into resolve with each controlled spark. Rowan, Sai, and Kinto enter a hall of blood-wrought mirrors where phantom armies emerge. Shield, Torrent, and hammer strike true, each blow reforging their virtues of courage, compassion, and justice. At dawn, they reunite at Miyako's shrine, scarred but unbroken, ready to pursue the 9 scattered shards. Episode 3, First Shard in Cairo. Under a moonless Egyptian sky, Rio and Sage step off Char's silent airship on a windswept, dunes etched with crimson glyphs. They cross a glowing gateway into a burial chamber where skeletal guardians rise. Sage's Nimbus armor crackles to life, collapsing columns onto bone golems, while Rio's Inferno blade roars as it cleaves through rib cages, sealing the crypt in molten stone. At the chamber's heart floats the Cruelty Shard, its edges dripping ichor. Char's winch lifts Rio through a skylight as hidden cultists surge. Crimson runes snap shut, the shard pulses in Rio's hand, its whisper promising retribution. Episode 4, Tokyo Under Siege. An eclipse plunges Tsutsumi Fortress into twilight as crimson-robed cultists flood the courtyard. Rowan reflects poisoned arrows with his mirror shield, each shaft erupting in embers. Sai's Torrent blade severs blackened vines, steam hissing as venom drips. Kinto's Earthbreaker hammer crashes through armored zealots, thunder echoing across mosaic floors. Anubis's disembodied voice commands, focus the light of virtue. United, they shatter the corruption shard in a pulse of pure radiance. Episode 5, Rise of the Order. In Jade Planet's Grand Hall, Lady Kyala and her acolytes carve blood runes into marble. The illusion shard glows above a black flame altar as spectral forms swirl in motes of lightning and flame. Kale's electric shards ricochet off pillars. Sekhmet's claws tear stone to rubble. Diablo's molten breath melts iron grates. When black blaze bursts through the barrier, Mia lunges. Rio catches the illusion shard as bone-white light cascades. The chamber falls silent, the shard secured. Episode 6, Prophecy of the Crimson Armor. Feasting tables groan with dark platters. Allies and warriors gather in uneasy truce. Anubis's staff strikes the dais. His voice trembles the hall. When the 9 shards unite, the crimson eclipse armor will rend sky from earth and drown all in shadow. Mia's fingers trace the tapestry of armors. Runes bleed ink onto her skin. Thunder cracks outside. Distant screams echoing fate's price. Episode 7, Inferno's Fury. Beneath Tokyo's ruins, laboratory doors shudder open and mutated nether beasts lurch forth. Rio charges an inferno armor, blade blazing through acid-dripping moss. Sage hurls lightning. Ronin deflects acidic spittle. Sai's torrents wash away corrosive sap, and Kinto's hammer crushes skeletal limbs. Rio's final nova incinerates friend and foe alike, revealing the venom shard amid the ash. Episode 8, Trial of the Samurai. Within an ancient shrine's spirit mirror, each warrior confronts a warped reflection. Rio's phantom wields blood-dripping steel. Sage's twin grips exploding gears. Rowan's are transforms into binding chains. Sai's mirror weeps molten tears, and Kinto's opposite crushes innocence beneath obsidian weight. Armors unlock. United, they shatter the mirror in a rainbow of deadly glass, freeing their souls. Episode 9, Duel of Tiger and Demon. High atop Eclipse Cathedral's fractured spire, stained glass windows glow with sunset hues. Mia stands at the base, clutching the corruption shard. Above, Saber strikes nether metal black blaze, circles white blaze, in a blood-drenched dance. Rio defends Mia. Inferno blade melting plated fangs into molten rivulets. With a final strike, he sends the demon tiger tumbling into the abyss, glass shards raining around them. Episode 10, The Shattered Shrine. On a cliffside altar overlooking the sea, Lady Kyala wields the essence shard as void energy tears the night sky. Rio's staff flares golden to shield the shrine. Sage's thunder shreds the heavens. Rowan's dome protects the trio. Sai's tidal wave smashes cultists to the cliffs. Kinto's shockwaves crack the stone beneath their feet. The shrine fractures, shard vanishing into a rift, and marble crumbles into the abyss. Defeated, the warriors lie scorched and shaken. Episode 11, The 9 Virtues. In a bone-white clifftop library, ancient scrolls and tomes tear free, symbols orbiting the chamber. Each warrior faces an inner fault. Rio nearly sacrifices Mia in rage. Sage's calm dissolves into panic. Rowan's creativity warps into mockery. Sai's passion becomes a drowning torrent. Kinto's justice turns cruel. Only by admitting their failings do they unlock 5 soul relics, emblems of courage, wisdom, compassion, passion, and justice, ready to guide them forward. Episode 12, Descent into the Nether. A portal yawns in Shinjuku, devouring streets and screams. The warriors leap into a citadel of screaming souls. Gargoyles swoop, bone-spiked golems lumber. Sai summons scalding whirlpools. Sage ignites lightning traps. Rowan's harp shatters stone. Kinto's hammer shakes foundations. Rio's blaze carves a path. They reach the anchor, a twisted spire of bone and flesh, and shatter it with sacrificed soul relics, escaping with the final relic. Episode 13, Eclipse Unbound. Tokyo's skyline blackens under a crimson eclipse as Talpa, clad in crimson eclipse armor, strides through deserted streets. Footsteps fracture pavement. Each exhale spawns nether horrors. Reality tears. Rio is cast into hellfire pits. Sage to frozen wastelands. Rowan trapped in living stone. Sai drowning in ink-black waters. Kinto crushed beneath phantom boulders. Separated, each must survive their own unmaking to reunite. Episode 14, Hell's Crucible. Rio crawls from molten chasms, forging a bridge of fire to the surface. Sage crushes ice demons with reactivated war machines. Rowan's music shatters his stony prison. Sai converts black water to scalding steam. Kinto shatters phantom boulders to free trapped souls. Reunited, their armors reforged by tested virtue, they ascend to the heart of the eclipse. Episode 15, Heart of the Eclipse. In the void between worlds, shards of reality drift like starless debris. The Ronin stand before Talpa's spinning eclipse shield, its black light warping the air. Suddenly, 3 spectral figures burst free from shadow chains. Min, Kyo, and Chug, the original Dark Warlords once under Talpa's dominion. Min, the Warlord of Lightning, whose crystalline armor crackles with unspent storms, had broken his bond to Talpa to save a dying world and now wields twin thunderblades that sing with remorse and resolve. Kyo, the warlord of ice, whose frost-etched pauldrons shimmer with frozen memories, rebelled when Talpa froze an entire kingdom. His crystalline staff now channels cold justice into barriers that shield the fallen. Chug, the warlord of earth, whose armor plates resemble ancient bedrock, turned against Talpa after witnessing the destruction of a sacred grove. His seismic hammer can split worlds and heal the rifts he once widened. Freed by the Ronin's unwavering light, they join the fray. Kale, Deus, and Sekhmet, once rivals themselves, step forward to stand alongside Min, Kyo, and Chug. Together, these 8 wield storm, frost, earth, flame, and void, striking in unison. Their combined might pummels the Eclipse shield until it fractures in a white-hot burst, scattering shards across the void. For a moment, light pierces darkness, hope surges, only for Talpa's roar to shake the heavens. Episode 16, Allies in Shadow. Mount Fuji's summit lies in ruin. The Ronin's inferno armor is battered, their spirits worn thin. From Talpa's portal emerge Kale, Deus, and Sekhmet, their own dark warlord armors scorched by rebellion. Sekhmet's voice is steel. Talpa consumes even those he commands. We've broken free, but our powers wane under his shadow. Join us, and together we forge the blade to end him. Kale, the thunder warlord whose violet storms once enforced Talpa's will, explains the ancient rites his people used to shape armors of power. Deus, the ember warlord whose molten gauntlet once ground kingdoms to ash, reveals runes for binding flame to soul. Sekhmet, the void warlord whose obsidian claws carve nightmares, knows the secret of melding light and shadow. Under their guidance, the 5 Ronin and 3 warlords descend a spiraling shaft into a hidden basalt forge. Luminescent runes pulse on walls slick with magma. Kale chants storm-forged incantations that split the air with thunder. Deus hammers blackened coals into molten steel, each strike sending ember sparks dancing. Sekhmet traces void-like glyphs on an obsidian anvil, drawing out ancient power. One by one, the Ronin place their fractured inferno armor shards onto the glowing anvil. Rio's chestplate, Sage's gauntlets, Rowan's pauldrons, Sai's greaves, Kinto's hammerhead. A titanic pulse surges, flame roars ink-black, devouring light at its core. Molten plates and ember veins swirl upward, orbiting each warrior before snapping into place. In a blinding flash, the Oblivion Inferno armor seals around them, sleek black plates bulging with molten rivers. Each feels the armor's hunger and strength, an alliance of shadow, storm, earth, flame, frost, and void. Rio flexes his gauntlet, embers leaking between plated fingers. We unite storm, flame, and shadow. Together, no darkness can stand. Episode 17, Shadows of Doubt. In the forge's afterglow, the Ronin test their new armor. Heartbeats pound as they flex raven-black gauntlets, boots that scar the stone floor, helms that whisper forgotten fears. Sekhmet's claw taps Mia's gauntlet. Fear feeds it. Bend it to your will. Mia swings. Visions of vengeance flicker, but Rio's steady voice guides her back. Shiro's helm projects nightmares of failure. Sage steadies him with calm steel resolve. Rowan's wing plates slice the air, forging wind razors through sparring golems. Sai's greaves hiss as steam billows with each step. Kinto's hammerhead crackles with seismic hunger, each test strike quelling darkness. Suddenly, the cavern shakes, Talpa's shockwave. Shadow WIRMS erupt from crevices, their jaws dripping void acid. Lightning forks from Kale's fists. Deus's ember chains lash. Sekhmet's razor claws carve through snarling beasts. The Ronin join, blades of black ember steel and arcs of pure light carving through scaled horrors. Battle-tested, resolve reforged, just as the rift yawns again. Talpa steps through, his aura a living volcano. Let us see if your shadows endure my flame. Episode 18, Forge of Fate. Talpa's presence ignites the forge. Mia's prototype greave shatters. Shiro is blasted unconscious. Yuya is sent crashing into a basalt pillar. Sparks rain as Inferno's visor cracks. Kale's void pulse halts Talpa's advance. Deus and Sekhmet bind him in chains of obsidian light. In that precious pause, the Ronin press forward. Each final fragment, runes of sunrise and midnight interwoven, clicks into place. Oblivion Inferno armor hums with living power. Black plates ripple like liquid night, veins glowing ember bright. Rio stands first, sword raised. Merged in darkness, reborn in flame. Let fate be decided now. A brutal exchange follows. Sword cleaves armor. Thunder meets inferno. Each strike chipping away at Talpa's defenses. Yet he laughs, voice shaking the cavern. You were death itself, and yet you live. The battle rages on. Episode 19, The Abyss stares back. The forge collapses. An exploding rift hurls them into a realm where gravity twists and souls swirl in crimson mist. Talpa's voice echoes. You are weapons forged by my hand. You will betray each other. Visions assail each warrior. Mia sees Rio fall. Sage hears Rowan's mocking laughter. Sai feels freed souls weeping. Kento sees innocence crushed. Rio hears Anubis's vow broken. Their armors hunger claws at their minds. Rio clamps his hand on Mia's gauntlet. Look at me. We are stronger together. Emberlight flares. Void shadow recoils. A breathtaking back and forth ensues. Inferno blades weave through onslaught. Dark light arcs fracture crimson plating. Winds rend shadow beasts. Seismic fists cleave rock. Rio's twin inferno blades carve through Talpa's aura. Each blow tests their resolve. When Talpa's shockwave nearly shatters their line, they unite in a colossal blast, driving him backward as the realm collapses. Rio roars. This ends now, or we end with it. Episode 20, Dawn of Oblivion. Daylight and midnight entwine as Talpa summons shadow legions, colossi, and wraith lords. The Ronin form a circle, Oblivion armor humming like a living heartbeat. Mia steps forward. Remember why we fight, to protect, to honor, to unite. They unleash eclipse of souls, twin inferno blades of void fire, skeletal wings of dawn, fused lightning and thunder, winds dancing with shadow, torrents twined with ember chains, seismic hammer strikes crowned with molten breath. A towering vortex of void and solar flares spirals toward Talpa's core. He screams, shattering its edge, only for prisms of dark power to bind him in chains of living night. Rio leaps through the storm. One final thrust pierces Talpa's heart. A supernova of shadows and light erupts. Then, silence. The rift implodes. The void realm dissolves in a molten rock that cools into dawn's first light. In the hush, the Ronin lower their weapons. Sunrise gilds Fuji's peak. Mia places her hand on Rio's shoulder, tears of hope glinting. Around them, quiet smiles and scar-kissed hands. Rio exhales softly. We did it together. But darkness never sleeps, and our promise endures. The Oblivion armor's black cloak fades to ember red, breathing with tomorrow's hope. High above, shifting clouds hint at new threats. The warriors exchange determined glances, a silent vow that their bond and their battle will endure.